Hi YouTube friends! This is Annalie
and Patricia,
and we are the Dead Talkers, and we are here to do a quick review of episode 8,
the premiere episode,
which was called Grotesque, and it was
what?
It was Grotesque.
Oh!
But anyways, we're gonna do a quick review of that, and then we're gonna review the most recent episode that we just watched, which was called Los Muertos.
Yes, episode 9.
The Dead.
Okay, so episode 8, the premiere. It was slow. It wasn't like your normal bang, bang, pow premiere. It wasn't, I thought it was a good episode. I mean, an 8 out of 10.
No.
It was good. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. It just wasn't, if it was maybe, you would probably think it was better if it was not a premiere, if it wasn't the premiere episode, because we expect more.
Well, just like the finale of The Walking Dead, I thought that was drawn and kind of not a lot of action going on. That's kind of how I felt about this one.
And it was Nick-centric. It was just about Nick also.
And I'd even rate The Walking Dead finale better, even though it was long and drawn out, because at least it had the
big boom
ending part.
Yeah.
This one was...
Well, yeah, it was, but you got the flashbacks, which I appreciated and enjoyed, seeing Gloria, the zombie that we saw in the first episode at the church, and we got to see some of Nick's backstory regarding his treatment, his substance abuse. Oh yes, his father. When he found out that his father was killed, so we did get to see that, and that was a treat. We got a couple things in that episode that we hadn't seen before, like when Nick drank his urine.
Yep.
And we've not seen anyone drink their urine.
Nope.
We've seen thirsty people.
And nobody's ever resorted to that as of yet.
Yeah, drinking the urine, trying to eat the cactus.
Eating the recently killed dog.
That the zombies had just feasted off of.
So that makes it double gross.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, because they could have, stuff fell out of their mouths and back in their mouths, and stuff off of them fell into it.
Yeah,
it was just nasty.
And he just went for it.
He didn't try to grab the piece.
Yeah.
He didn't do under the bottom where no one had eaten. But I liked seeing the dogs get got.
Yes.
I like seeing that.
Yes.
They were after Nick, and then they went after the zombies, because obviously dogs can't tell the difference between humans and live humans and zombies. No, I don't think they would. They would know something's off.
Yep.
But they would, and the smell would be different. But they're like, hey, I'm gonna, get a bite. And I like that they showed that.
Well, in this case, because these were completely wild dogs, they weren't domesticated per se.
They were attacking.
They would attack just about anything to get their meal. So
So we saw some things. We got to see Nick, which we already knew he was going to be walking with the zombies, and as a camouflage. And so we got to see some more. We had already seen that. Did we see that in the other? No, I don't think we saw him actually in a group of zombies, did we? Maybe at the end.
Yes, at the end, as he's walking out of
he was with a group of them.
But yes, as they're driving out, they're seeing him walking with the dead.
But so and he met this other group, and I can't remember the girl's name.
I have no idea what any of those guys is.
Lucinda, or I don't know. I'm just making it up.
That sounds right.
But but so we see he's meeting some more people. But overall, I liked the episode. I liked it.
But turns out I did do some research, and it's okay to drink urine. It's 95% water, and 5% is waste products, which are obviously not good to drink. But it does say that in a bind you can probably get away with drinking it like 2 times, and then you probably shouldn't anymore, because too much of the waste is absorbed by your body. So
did they say like how would it taste? And
I'm gonna say it's gonna be salty, right?
I'm thinking like sour. I was going by the smell. Like, would it be like a soury, tangy?
I'm gonna say either way, it's not good.
Yeah.
Either way.
And I think if I was, obviously when you're desperate and you're thirsty and you're on the brink of death, you're gonna do things that you wouldn't normally do. I mean, that's obvious. But so I'm pretty sure I probably would drink my urine, but I don't think I would drink someone else's urine.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking anyone else's urine. But
and why would you?
I don't know. If they had urine, if somebody had urine and they were saying, "Would you want some urine?" I would not take the urine.
Like maybe the other person is more hydrated.
Yes, and they were able to produce some urine
more with maybe more water content.
Yes, and I wasn't. I would not. I would not drink their urine. Yeah, I don't think I would. I don't think I would. But
maybe if you chill it.
I think it'd be worse.
No, the
I think the cold urine would be worse than the warm urine.
I think we should stop talking about urine. It's just not. It's not right.
I don't think it is. But anywho, the episode, like I said, I mean, I know some people didn't like it. Miss Anna Lee, I know Miss Anna Lee didn't like it, so. But I mean, I figured the people wouldn't. But I liked it.
I mean, I guess they had to make, because they have to, after the big blow up of, you know, that sanctuary, they had to, you know, obviously people were breaking into different groups and they had to deal with it, so they had to do that story. So it is what it is.
And it's no different than The Walking Dead, because when they were separated, they did the different episodes that were central to those small groups, the Beth and Daryl.
And to be honest, a lot of those were not my favorite.
Yeah, mine either. The Beth and Daryl stuff. Yeah, I didn't like that either. I didn't like it either.
So,
but anywho.
So, tonight's episode?
Yes.
Los Muertos.
Yes.
The dead.
Yes. And it was. A lot of dead. It was. Yeah. It was a lot of dead.
Yeah.
But we again got to see some more Nick stuff.
Yeah.
But we also got to see Strand, my man. Sophia. Ophelia.
Yeah.
Alicia and Madison.
Yep.
So yeah, and the Abigail is gone. And I knew there's no way the Abigail was still gonna be there. There was no way. But yeah, it's gone. So the whole boat trip thing is out.
Yep.
So they're on land, and that's where they are.
And that really that messed them up so bad, because they could have just taken the boat up the coast.
Yeah, zombie free. Yeah, they could have. But they had all their supplies and their weapons.
Yeah.
So, but anywho,
somebody left out.
Yeah,
got a boat with weapons and
nice,
water and
nice boat, yacht. But yeah, so they're scrounging around, find a hotel.
Which I thought was, I mean, I would go for that.
Oh yeah, I would make that mine. I would hunker down.
You got a luxury hotel right on the beach.
But the only thing, they did not find any food. But I guess you can, because it was right in a populated, used to be populated area that had a lot of hotels and things, resorts. So I would imagine if they went scavenging,
and
they could have gotten some food.
They hadn't been to all the parts yet, because they were going through the mini fridge and it seemed stocked.
Yeah, there was food and stuff.
Which is surprising, because if anybody had hung out there before, you know, little bottles of champagne, I would have been into that right off the bat.
But yeah, so they find themselves.
Oh, but also I felt like they did just kind of go into the hotel and just. I didn't feel like I would have done a better job securing their situation. And I think part of that would have been, I would not have chosen, and granted, yes, they were having drinks in the bar, and I guess I can understand how that would be a nice thing to do, like you're back to normal, if you will.
Yeah.
But I would have picked like a floor.
Oh yes, gone up a level. Yeah.
Right, and just because it feels like you can secure that better.
Yes. Yes, and you can't.
Yeah. So.
But they didn't. Which I mean, and we have to still think.
Yeah.
They're new. You know, kind of. I don't know. Maybe 6 weeks in now. Maybe I don't know what the time frame is. Yeah. So they're still not in the mindset of securing the perimeter, and you know, at least they were scrounging for food, scavenging for food.
I would have still tried that wedding cake though.
Oh yeah, there was a cake.
It was just. Yeah, I don't think
it
could be dry.
Yeah,
I mean, what's the worst thing that's gonna happen?
Yeah, you wouldn't get sick.
Yeah.
Off of it. Yeah, I probably would have tried it too. But yeah. So
and then the zombies started to fall off from the balconies.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, and again, everything in a zombie apocalypse is going to be questionable.
Yeah.
No matter what you do. But I feel too that, okay, so they're hanging out in the bar, and right now, so they were making noise. That's why.
Oh yeah, because they were playing the piano and breaking. She's throwing and breaking.
Because I was gonna say, why wasn't there like a pilot?
Oh yeah.
And zombies just being all
because they were making that noise. Yeah, and it was attracting them, and all they know is to go toward the sound. And it was just taking them over the edge. Well, so Strand and Medicine had a drinking bar scene moment. Oh. And Strand, I guess, divulged that he would have a little scenario where he would have met Madison in another time, and he would have flirted with her. Mm-hmm. So maybe Strand likes Madison. Maybe he.
I'm gonna say yes. And you know what? Didn't we have that feeling like a little bit
before we knew he was?
I'm gonna say yes. There was something special, like some kind of
connection,
relationship. Like I felt like he felt like she was strong and
it's like mutual respect.
Yeah.
But he said yes. He would have, So he's kind of flirt. He was flirting. I don't know. She was flirting.
I'm gonna say no.
But no, she wasn't. But he was.
Yes.
And then she was drinking and talking about the past, talking about Nick.
And then she turned ugly, angry, drunk.
And started breaking shot glasses.
And I think that might have been my favorite part of this whole episode.
Because you kept hearing
his face.
Oh, what did she?
Because I've never seen a face like that. He was.
And he's like, what the world? And
his mouth was open for a minute.
Like, what is going on with her?
Yep.
And then you could hear, even when
I did not see that coming.
It was off of her, the camera was off of her, you could still hear the glasses breaking. Yep. So she just kept throwing the glasses. And then he gets on the piano, making noise. Again, they're not really...
That was even louder than
they're not really, acclimated to their environment. And then that attracts the zombies, and they're coming in. And I don't know, the breaking of the glass, was that too easy? Because they just, broke the glass.
They did. And I mean, even showing the zombies, but that was adjacent to the other building, where you see their hands going repeatedly and just this.
Yes, and it was cracking.
I guess, you think if you haven't, because you got zombies behind too, just putting the other pressure on.
I don't think it would break.
And this is soft tissue.
I don't think it would break.
I don't know.
I don't think it would break. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it broke, and now
we're gonna do a demonstration of that.
The breaking.
Let's see if we can break some glass.
I think
we would hurt ourselves.
Yes.
So no.
But anyway, so they're in a situation, and then you have Alicia and Ophelia scavenging in the rooms, and they're getting things, and I guess.
They saw the guy in the shower that had hung himself, and then Ophelia gets all somber and depressed, and
like why
even
why
go on?
Give up, and and we're all gonna die and all of that, whatever, whoop-whoop-dee. But Nick, though, the whole scene with the opening scene, wasn't it the opening scene where the guy is walking it through the bus?
Oh yeah, we didn't.
And out into the field of zombies, and he's eating like a sacrifice or something.
Yeah.
And we learned that, it was said that he was bitten. or something.
But now that makes even less sense. After we saw that the pharmacist
was he bitten?
was bitten and had a big chunk, unless that's,
And it looked
it
old.
looked like a bite.
And it looked old too.
And it
it
looked like
wasn't
a bite.
red.
Mm-mm.
So why wasn't he sick? Like what? I don't know what's going on here.
And I mean,
Like, do they have a?
and then I'm like, so maybe they sent him out because they knew he didn't have the same strong faith? Or,
I don't know. They just
What?
said because he was. And maybe I gotta hear it again because she explained somehow, but I didn't.
and
get
here's
it.
the thing, because when she was trying to explain it, I felt like she was trying to say that he wouldn't have turned. Didn't she say
Yeah,
something
she
to that
did.
effect? Which then you're even more confused.
Like,
'cause
why
you're
did he
like,
have to get eaten?
in that case, if he wasn't gonna get turned,
Then why did he?
then
And
he'd go.
and my thing is like when they ate him, so there was nothing left for him to get up and walk about. Like wouldn't they have eaten him? It wasn't like they just
Yeah.
bit him and then he just
He looked
turned.
pretty. I mean, they
It
looked
was a
like
lot
they
of
were
them. They
gonna
would have
eat him.
eaten, like had an arm and eaten it, and they didn't show that, but I would
Yeah.
imagine when they're like
Yeah.
devouring, and it was a whole group of them.
Yeah, it was.
So I didn't get that. I guess I'll have to see how that. I'm very confused about that and how
Yeah.
they view the dead and what they believe the dead is going to cleanse the
Yeah.
earth, and
Well,
they'll
and then
be
we
able
figure
to.
out that the pharmacist is kind of their even cult or religious leader.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
chanting and the
Yeah. So I don't
and
know.
such. And I guess they're just looking at this as a cleansing it as a face,
Yeah.
and then they're the chosen ones, and they're gonna continue the
True. They're gonna do
human
that.
race.
Yeah, I guess. But he's big. We gotta address the bite,
Big old bite.
and it's old, and he's not sick.
And then
So I don't understand that.
Because he's a pharmacist, did he put some kind of special something or other? Or is he trying to say that just by his
Because
faith?
he's chosen.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I hope they clear that up. But I'm sure they will. Like, is this a whole new way we're going to look at the infection, the outbreak
Right.
now that we didn't see before?
And also, what I found interesting was that Nick, when they were in this, I guess, gathering when there were...
Food warehouse? Oh.
No. When they were gathering in
community?
the community and
Yeah.
and the pharmacist was speaking and chanting and they all started
Oh,
chanting
yeah, at the end.
and he got all into it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's really suggestible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was not even really buying it when they were
No.
talking about what, about their view as far as the
Mhm.
dead. He seemed like he was skeptical.
Yeah.
About it, but then you see him chanting, along
I
with
mean,
the
he
rest
is
of them.
young and
Yeah,
I'm sure impressionable and...
yeah. But
Oh, we gotta talk about...
I don't know why
The
Nick didn't
outing.
address the bite. Like, are you bit?
I know. What's that about?
But anyway.
We gotta talk about
But yeah,
when they went
to
out.
the
When they went
on
out
the food run.
on the food run, and of course, when they just smeared a little
Oh
here,
yeah,
a
that
little
was not
there,
good enough. I'm not buying that. No, I'm not buying.
and then just walked off all.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. That was enough for the zombies not to. No,
And
I mean that
especially-
was not enough.
I even feel like, because they were just walking away like regular. I feel like when a lot of them mix in,
But I don't think
They
they have
kinda
to
tend
do
to-
that. But I think they do it just because they just.
or
wanna-
maybe just the
Yeah, I don't think they have
yeah.
to because I know Michonne
Mm.
didn't. She just walked
Yeah,
regular.
she did.
But you don't have to. It's just as long as you have the stuff on you.
Mm-hmm.
But that little. No, that was
little
not enough.
splattering.
I wasn't sold on that. No,
Mhm.
I wasn't sold on that.
But anyway, they do get out. Now we do gather that they're using the zombies right outside that community to protect them. And I'm thinking not really from dead people, but protecting them from people that are alive.
Oh, you think? Well, I mean that would if that's the only way in.
Right.
Then yeah, because that's the only way in or out.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. That
Mhm.
makes sense that they are using that.
And then they go to the former drug dealers who are now dealing
Food,
stuff.
yeah, supplies and
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And it's kind of ironic that they're dealing drugs to the former drug dealers and getting water. And
yes,
ironic.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now they need the drug.
Yes, because
The
his
drug
sister, one of the drug dealer's sisters,
Yeah.
extremely sick. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she's done.
Good
They
luck.
should put her in the bus out to the. Now that's somebody that needs to go in the bus and out the other door.
Yes. Yes.
Because
to just get. Although, just shoot me in the head.
I don't know because they don't want a shot in the head because
Oh, they want to.
you don't come back.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you gotta go out.
Do all of Mexico believe that though?
See, I don't know.
Is
Just that group of people.
You know-
Celia was believing it. She
Yes.
was from another place. So maybe that's, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anywho.
But yeah, so they go and do
So they go and
that.
shop at BJ's.
Yes, we'll say.
You know. And big warehouse kind of feel to it with a
Yeah.
little bit of tent city.
Yes, in it. Yeah, I was surprised
Yeah.
to see the tents in there. But I guess that's where the drug dealers were living.
And also, that would be a safe and protected place.
Yes, yes. Because you have the door. If that's the only door that you can exit and enter, then yeah.
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 So they get told that they can only fill up one
What's in the
cart.
cart?
It used to be two, but now they
Now
broke
it's
it down to one.
Yeah, because I guess slim pickings.
And Nick ends up reaching for some cookie,
Some kind of
candy.
yeah,
I'm not sure
kind
what
of
it
cookie
was.
thing.
And she said, no, just what we need. Which I think that cookie thing could have
It could have
fit
fit
on
in
top.
there, and they still could have gotten everything they needed.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yes.
But I guess she just dismissed him as being silly. No one wants any little cookie things.
I feel like that, and I think you'd agree that that cart was not filled up.
No,
enough.
it wasn't. It wasn't. There's more stuff could have been fit in
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
just because there were little cracks and stuff
Yeah.
you could.
And she could have even arranged those bottles
Oh yeah.
more uniformly to
Yes.
where it could
and
fill
not
up.
be sticking stuff in between
Yeah.
and all over the place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so they head out, and they figure somehow
Yeah, I
out.
wonder how they figured they had cameras.
I'm not sure how.
Loss prevention.
But you know what though? I mean, if you're shopping in a place like that, they're looking at you 100% of the time.
Well, then, so why?
But then-
if
yeah,
he
you
knew
think-
that, then why was he sneaking?
Well, he didn't know. Well, but you.
Did he see them looking? Maybe one of the tent people saw him and told him, ratted him out. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway,
But anyway, he gets caught with the candy, cookie, whatever
Yeah.
it was, and gets taken down, and it looks like he's about to lose a hand.
yes, with a machete.
I was ready for it.
I guess go ahead, cut his hand off. I mean, you know.
But
I
it
don't know
didn't-
who's gonna treat that though.
The pharmacist!
Is he able to deal with
I'm gonna say
something
yes
so
if he can
serious?
deal with a big old chunk of stuff coming out of his shoulder.
Yeah, I want to know what happened with the bite. But
What
maybe
if you
you
can-
could have.
What if you just, because it looks kind of, I can't say this word right, cauterized?
Cauterized.
Yeah, that.
Well, it did because it was black.
Mhm.
Because it looked old.
It looked
new.
more like it had just, yeah, I
It
don't
didn't
know.
look
It
red, like a
No.
fresh bite.
Yeah.
would look.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway,
Anyway.
so he talked his way out of that.
Yep.
Yes.
But I do feel that he talked his way out of that, and yes, they got their second cart of stuff, which was great. But I also feel like you might have started something
Well,
at
yes,
this point, because
He did.
also by making that threat and now making it like, oh, we got this over you, so you got to give us whatever we
Yeah.
want to get the oxy.
Right.
Well, no, I don't, because I'm going to follow you and I'm going to get
And I'm
that
gonna get
oxy,
it.
so I don't even have to worry about
right.
you not giving it to
And
us.
especially when you have someone that's desperate. His
Yes.
his sister, I don't know who, whatever relative
Mm-hmm.
of his is severely ill.
Yeah.
And if you're desperate, you're gonna do whatever you need to do to get what you need. So,
Yeah.
you know, he kind of, how do you say it? Placed the community in jeopardy.
Yeah.
where it wasn't that way before. And over the little cookies or whatever, and we later find out that he wanted to give it to the little girl that watched her father get eaten. But still, it was still, you know, not very smart to do that.
And this is just me being devil's advocate, but is there any chance that he didn't really plan it that way? But then when...
Oh, to give it to the little girl?
And then, wasn't it convenient? When she was standing right
when he gave it to her. But no, because we know Nick is a good guy. And I can see him doing that. He is a good guy.
Saying that it was convenient.
That it all happened that way.
And then when getting questioned by the pharmacist, but I did it. Yeah. You know, I had a good reason. Oh yeah. And it sounds so good that you
that you want to do it for a little girl who her father was just eating in front of her. I mean, give her something, you know. And he was like, comfort her or something, because he's a good guy, and we've seen him being a good guy. He's just a good guy, you know. But yeah. So this episode I thought was good. I mean, it was a good episode, you know.
I mean, a lot of questions, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know about the bite, but
I think that's the main thing. Because are we saying now that we can
be bitten and not get sick?
And I mean, okay, but you can cut your limb off so it doesn't reach your bloodstream and you're still fine after getting bit. Is it possible that if you cauterize it immediately, then it would burn that
all the
initial
infection out?
Skin part that would be infected? You would burn it, and it would,
I guess,
not spread through your bloodstream.
Because I need to know why why wouldn't Nick point first and say, "Are you bitten?"
Yes.
And who else is bitten?
Yes.
Who else is bitten?
Yes.
No. Okay, we can talk about that. Are you bitten? Is that a bite?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That conversation needs to be had.
Tell me more about that.
Yes, don't uncover that. Let me see that bite. But yeah, so that's gonna be something interesting to find out how that plays out.
Oh my gosh, if you wanted to start a cult like that, I feel so devious just even thinking about this.
Just making up something?
What if you had just made it look like you had a bite?
Oh, and you said that you're like the second coming or some such thing, like I'm invincible, I am whatever, the dead walking.
I can't believe I said that because that makes me all devious.
Yes, I survived the bite.
Yeah.
I am the one.
And you got people going, wow, because wow, he can survive it.
Yeah.
He's
it. Yeah.
Let's follow him.
I am this omnipotent being.
But that's very far-fetched.
Yeah.
So.
But they're following him, so I don't know if he used the bite.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But yeah. So good episode.
I mean, definitely better than the last one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes, it was better than the last one, although the last one was still good in its own right. But so I guess we will see next week, because they need to explain about that bite, because I can't let go of that.
Yeah.
So give us a
thumbs up.
Subscribe if you have not, and
comments.
Below.
Comment. Yeah.
And thank you to everyone that has subscribed.
Yeah.
And see you next time.
Thanks.
You.
Bye.